Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the AVGL Collegiate Finals located in lovely Long Beach, California. We're here at the Thunder Studios. I mean, it's a great little venue that we got going on, and we got two great teams playing against each other. Lex, we got York U and RMU. The series is tied 1-1. We're going to Mirage right now. What do you have to say about that?
I have to say that I'm kicking it in the LBC with E-mode, man. Life's good.
No drama in the LBC right now, though. No drama. Just two teams that are...
we went a little farther than... No, keep going.
I mean,
no, don't stop.
Those are the lyrics. Did I butcher the lyrics? Those are the lyrics, right? I don't know. If
I don't know whether I'm supposed to rebuttal with more lyrics of my own. Like, what the...
Oh,
anyway.
Man. But we are going on to Mirage right now. We do have York U starting on CT side. We do see the side of RMU taking on to T. I mean, RMU pulling off that 16-14 by just barely pulling off that victory. So many close rounds going their way. And as far as I'm concerned, going on to Mirage right now, a more free-flowing map, I think this is where RMU is going to come to shine.
Yeah, I think for RMU to kind of be in a position to just straight up win this map, the way that they've been dealing with their mid game over the last map really was a huge improvement. So if they continue to do that, they definitely have a good chance to at least, make this map competitive. And certainly,
ooh, look at this.
The opposition. Yeah, this is a hard B play coming out from RMU straight out the bat. Our EGN's already spotted it. The call has come out. The rotations are coming in, and he's just doing his bit to stay alive as long as possible. I mean, with no teammates around and you're not in sight, there's not a ton you can do except for hope for a one-tap or two. So, still a 5v5 now with the bomb planted. You don't see this situation all too often, but here we are. Hero finds the first of the round on a Lennox, and this is it. The retake's coming in now. Well, she's still up there on the upper side of the bomb site, but
oh wow,
the rest of his teammates down below taking a lot of heat, and Welsh now alone. He does hold the bomb, but the smoke was already up. The kit defuse was already underway. No go, Welshie. 1-0. And if you're York, that's the way to start it right there, man.
York's retakes throughout all the maps, they've been
phenomenal.
Very good. Yeah, very good. Once again with that pistol round, nobody's overextending. They wait for Cat to start that retake. And then they join in from the marketplace and push out just alongside the catwalk and get a very, very easy retake. Great job by York.
Yeah, I mean, neither of these teams, of course, four members of York, like we've mentioned several times, are on a team together online. But, a lot of these teams that kind of lack cohesion that you can apparently see, and even divisions as high as like Premier don't have that good of a retakes. So, I mean, the fact that they're able to string them together time and again on different maps is impressive, and Lennox is actually going to find one here. I thought it was going to be a nice 3K from Crux, but Spermy now, he's got a Glock, so he's got that going for him.
Yeah. But other than that, this should be a fairly simple round here. If one more person goes down on this side of York U, I'd call it a disappointment here. They should clean this round up fairly easily.
The burst, catching 2 dinks, no frags. 2-0, nice easy round win there.
Buy round coming in now from the side of RMU. AK's on the field here. Going up against 3 Famouses. Is Crux going to pick up an AWP? No, he's not. Okay, so he does pick up an M4, and we do have a UMP. So pretty fair field coming out to play for this first gun round.
Yeah, I feel like RMU has been losing most of the pistols, but what they have been doing successfully is winning these first gun rounds.
Yeah.
I know it was the case in at least Train, but I already forgot Cobble because I have a short-term memory. But the fact that they are confident going into these rounds on any map just goes to show you that at least, York having secured the first 2 rounds and only having Famouses and a UMP just kind of makes me a little worried for any kind of long-term hold on at least this B bomb site, where it appears as though Homeboy is all alone. Tennels and Crux fighting towards mid with Skelly on Cat.
Nice flash.
Yeah, and there's the peek, but Reality shuts it down, finds one. Skelly able to find one of his own, though, so 4v4. Just duking it out at mid. Both teams threw their blows, and they're both falling back now.
Well, Skelly fell off very well towards the site now, and he's playing with his B tunnel player, AGN, watching the Cat. AGN spotting upper B. So right off the bat, as soon as AGN makes that contact, they're going to have a great little setup to hold back this B push from RMU.
Yeah, I mean, as many times we've pointed out maybe a misrotation or a lack of rotation altogether, there's been equally as many, if not more so, good rotations. And here it is, Skelly coming to the aid of AGN. How many can he get? He gets one. But is this, his location has been discovered. Getting spammed by all three players. Here it is, Kiro and Crux on the retake. Crux dive bombing into the site again. We've seen him do it, and it pays off every time. He finds two before getting traded out by Welshi, and now it's a 1v1. Kiro hot on the flank from upper B.
Oh, he's going to spot it.
Welshi's going to spot it. He knows it. He's got the info. Doesn't quite have bomb in hand yet. There he goes. He picks it up. And he doesn't like to fake this. So this nade might be able to do enough damage. Nope. Drops him to 30. Welshi just playing aggressively. He knows he does not have the HP favor. He must make the first move at some point. And still just tanking damage.
Okay.
Why is the FOMS so bad? Anyway, Welshi not able to get it done. That would have been a great round, but they're still able to keep the CT's money low.
Yeah.
4 kills and a bomb plant. That's huge.
Yeah, this is a good start for the CTs right now in their economy. It's starting to gain a little bit. We'll most likely see an op come into play next round, but I do see them going ahead and buying light armor if you're on the side of RMU. They did turn that into a 1v1. The money isn't going to be at the greatest point for the CT, so this is a good opportunity for them to work away not only at that economy, but maybe even pull off the round win and force the CTs onto an eco. Double op setup comes out as well here. Cairo and Tenels.
Nothing like a 4-dig anti, or 4-deco. 4-deco? 4-deagle eco.
I mean, I've seen some amazing things with this Deagle, and unfortunately, Lennox isn't able to start it off the way he'd like onto Cairo. Cairo's able to pick up that frag fairly easily.
Here comes the heat at B. AGN finding a Molotov to kill, and finding one on Aqua. So Swarm in reality both tucked away back in those B tunnels. They're not sure that they're there, but they definitely suspect it. And this is AGN confirming it by giving it a wide lead, spotting them both, and cleaning the round up. So 4-0, a dominant lead coming out from York. Another gun round coming out here from RMU.
Remember, guys, this is a BO5. So the teams are tied up 1-1 right now. Regardless of whoever wins this map, we will be going to a 4th one. And that's where the decider maps start popping in, right? If York is able to win on this next, not this one right here. They need to win this map to even keep the lead in terms of map count. But once we get to the 4th and 5th map, that's where York is going to have the opportunity to close it out. Or maybe RMU take it all the way to 5.
Yeah, and actually 2 off frags, both Tenels and Welshi. The storyline of this entire series has been these two guys. So the fact that they're the ones to find the opener right there on the second gun round, phenomenal work from both of them.
I mean, right now, though, with this setup out of the York side, look at this player push towards that A ramp. He's going to be making quite the effort towards that T spawn. He's cut off that entire area. We do have a player crept up in connector, but that jungle guy, isolated, able to hold both those areas. Crux, look at all the info he's getting. Is this bomb actually watching Crux's play?
Oh my God. Welshi, your brain, sir. Your brain is massive. Well done. Good discipline to hold that passive A ramp. Oh my gosh. I don't know if... he got a thud! Kiro going absolutely insane. Picking up like 2 no-scopes in connector and then swinging around the Palace Man.
Single-handedly. I mean, that Crux getting taken down there put the round odds in the favor of RMU, but Cairo taking it right back into his hands, and he gets the info spot on the guy A ramp. Wow. How
bummed is Welshi right now? He got 2 basically free kills, and yet
the round
teammates, I mean, it's not even like a teammates situation. It's just like, that is so unfortunate.
Yeah, yeah.
Huge play coming out from Kiro. There's nothing you can do about that, but Welshi just 20 seconds left.
Okay. Kiro is feeling it right now.
Yeah, he had 4 on that round.
He's been fairly quiet, but right now he's sitting at 10-1.
Yeah, I think he had like a solid cobble, but Train, you know, didn't see a ton of... Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that it's 5-0 now, you can't read too much into it because it's Mirage, and this half could end up any number of ways. But
right now.
Yeah, this round in particular, you're electing, this is what they were doing on Cobble that I wasn't a total fan of, is electing to spend their precious economy on armor and maybe a flashbang or 2 for utility. Deagles across the board for the rest of them. So Glock with light armor is reality. Just puzzling.
Nice
a lot of money being thrown away, but nonetheless, Crux finds 2, Spermy and Lennox fall. And Skelly with a nice pop flash to clean up Welshi, and suddenly that well-invested round, I wouldn't call it a well-invested round necessarily, actually, but
a little bit of an investment. I would like to point out, though, in that round there, off of Cruxy's 2 kills lower B, that flash that Skelly threw not only gets Crux out of there, but gives Skelly the opportunity to peek catwalk back his teammate up. I mean, that was a great little team flash that he had, great little, teamwork going on in the middle of the round. And if this continues, I mean, teamwork like this, everybody's coordination on par, we could see a runaway CT campaign right now for York U.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any sort of frustration. Oh man. Tennels rips the head off Flenix. Aqua follows it back up, and Crux finding 2. And now this is Welchie again.
Oh my gosh.
Somehow in a 1v3.
Confidence, man. I generally like that mid-aggression. We saw Cloud9 do it in their major run as they opted to send one out the window aggressively through middle. It's a very, very good strategy, especially when your teammates start playing confidently, taking those fights up the middle as CTs. And right there, Crux, another huge, huge round from him.
Looks like all 5 terrorist players moving towards that A-bomb site. This will be a full buy out of them, and this is going to be the classic Palace drop. Oh yeah. Spermy will most likely be launching a pop flash over that A ramp. Give it a moment, and Reality will bust out the top with all
Cruxy, though.
Crux has been here before, but Aqua's able to trade it out. Tennels finds another one, and another one. And suddenly it's a 2v3. Lennox and Spermy backs up against the wall towards A ramp. Flooding out now, able to recover that bomb. They might be able to get a bomb plant, and almost getting sprayed down the smoke is Tennels. That would have been huge, putting it at a 2v2, but it is not the case. Skelly jumping in with that noob tube, finding one on a Lennox, and now it's Spermy, 1v3, and it's just one of these rounds, one of these guys is going to win a 1v3, and it's going to turn the whole tide.
I mean, the 1v3s have generally gone the way, except for that one Deagle round from Reality with that 1v2 on Cobble. Every 1vx situation has generally gone the way of York University. I mean, if it did come up, and if somebody was going to win it here, and with that buy round not going the way of RMU again, they are going to buy up AKs. No ops on the field either. Once again, bringing up the point you were talking about Welchie. His op gets them 3 kills. They're putting him down to an AK. How does that affect the start and the early round for RMU right now?
I think the biggest thing is just the awareness of the in-game leader to understand that, just by moving into this round, you've already called a couple executes. To call one again is a gamble in and of itself because the CTs are used to it. They've seen a couple of them already. But the other side of that is, like you said, the firepower, the force multiplier of having an op on the table is just gone at this point, right? So having an AK out means you got to get up close and personal to be able to find some of these kills while also avoiding the double op setup of York. So, right now might have been a beautiful time to call that Palace drop, but unfortunately it's already been spent. And again, we see just slowly taking map control is RMU, working their way up middle. They've claimed control of at least ladder room and the like. So this double stack towards connector for Crux and Tennels is going to pay off. Tennels finds 1, drops a molly towards Palace. That's Aqua getting burned. Work. Yeah.
Time's going down. Crux, there it is.
Yeah, I mean this connector setup can be so deadly if you just don't hit your timings as Terra. So finding that op barrel instead.
Do you remember that Reddit thread about all the ace smokes from apartments? Aqua just did his first.
Wow.
Yeah. Smoked off that connector from apartments.
The fact that he's almost hitting Crux with smoke, I don't know if Spermy
check his
is able to clean it up, so it doesn't matter. But Kiro finding one on Aqua, and this is the difficulty of Mirage. Is once you've kind of committed towards a direction, Reality is able to find one on the Kiro. Yeah, especially a bomb site is once your utility has run out.
Yeah,
you're stuck. Like you're crossing open field to basically walk into the barrels, the scopes rather of the AWPs, and so just getting picked off one by one. Again, we keep harping on it, but the ops out of both teams have been huge. But the fact that they're able and comfortable on multiple players to run double op on almost every map that we've seen, York is just naturally going to be at some form of an advantage in those situations. So 9-0 now, not looking good. And I started to bring it up earlier, but sometimes when you're in these kind of long series, it's easy for frustration to build up from map to map. And obviously, if you just came up a map win, it's not as maybe as present. But
actually, right now, I'd say in terms of where we are right now in this half, I mean, you're talking about the double op setup. Maybe that's actually why this tac pause came out. They realized, that double op setup is doing work to us. We're not getting into sites quick enough. At this point, I think the tac pause comes out, okay, where are these ops going to be? Where do we think they're going to be? What do we need to smoke? So right away I could see with these 2 smokes that they have, I think we're going to see an A hit, maybe stairs jungle. If not an A hit, we'll see the get right, get left smokes, and then a B execute on top of that. But mainly I think they picked up these 2 smokes to hopefully cut off one of those op angles.
Right. And I think that's the tricky part about running a default against a double op setup is
that's when you go into the execute.
Right. It's like while you're preparing for this mid game, a lot of times you have players that have taken initiative and been in places they're not typically in.
Exactly.
And so executes are harder to organize. Smoking off those points that you're talking about, it becomes more difficult. So right here, out of spawn, it looks just like you said. Smokes flashes towards B.
Oh, they just charged.
And they're stuck behind a Molotov. And there's the smoke.
Yeah, and I mean, you were talking about the fact that they've done a lot of things as a 5-man group as of late. And there you go. You see the CT team conditioned to that. They're doubling up in sites early on. They're not really, overextending towards that mid area. They know that at this point, RMU has been attacking sites with 4 more people. And right there, you see them get shut down once again.
Yeah.
Oh, and maybe not.
Here's reality. Begging to differ. He finds one, and Spermy trades out Skelly. So AGN, last member remaining on this bomb site before his rotations come in.
Did they recover the op?
He actually backs off back towards Cat, willing to maybe concede a bomb plant here.
Yeah, they get Kairos op as well. Now this is where it gets dangerous.
Yeah, they must be aware of that. That's why AGN's smoking himself off, knowing that an op is on the field for the terror side. And Spermy catches one through the smoke. Another one's up through Catwalk. Tennels gets dropped by Lennox.
Okay.
And then Crux going absolutely huge to close out the last 2 frags. Like, I didn't even get to catch up with my sentence. This man is 15-5. Dominant performance so far on Mirage. 10-0. York poised to put this one away quickly.
And the money as well here for York just growing. Growing simply as we near the final 5 rounds of this first half here. I mean, York is simply set up to buy up the rest of this game.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier is, when you're in this hole, you see a lot of tunnel vision. You're scrutinizing all your mistakes and wondering why 1 round or 2 rounds, 6 rounds ago didn't go your way. And you're trying to figure out, if you're in the IGL, you're trying to figure out where is the holes. We know they're in a double op setup, so let's execute is the answer. But
I feel
getting
like,
to that point and like maybe throwing a fake properly or defaulting before that really is what probably is going to pay off, because
the post plants, we've seen them get into post plant situations. We've seen about 1, 2, 3 post plant situations come up, and generally those are the rounds that, okay, once we get the bomb down, we should be converting on this post plant. Unfortunately, not converting on 3 post plant situations, I mean, and letting those diffuses go the way of York has hurt them very bad as we near the last few rounds, and the bomb is going to pull off towards that B bomb site in this A fake. Walshy.
Yeah, he actually opens one up onto the B bomb site. That's AGN. And so, like, with still a member towards bench, I believe that's Skelly. This could be a hairy situation, but he's finding 2. This AUG is just unstoppable. Lennox is finally able to drop him, and he's in a 1v2 of his own. Been here before, boys. Lennox seeing whether or not... Actually, I just realized Reality's still alive. He comes from the other side of the map, but he's going to be laid upper B. So I take it all back. Now it's Reality.
I think they know as well. Yeah, they know that Reality was a latecomer towards that B site. He's going to be basically cut off from this retake. 28 HP. Tennels knows where he is. Drops the Molotov in. Well, they don't know where he is. He's somehow crouched his way into a great spot.
Tapping the bomb is Crux. Jiggle peeking around, just trying to draw out a peek from Reality, giving him an opportunity to maybe close it out before the defuse comes in. But there it is, an overpeak from Reality. Crux with a kit in hand will have this, no problem. 11-0 now.
Oh my!
Wow, that was
another round. I mean, a 1BX situation.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw it on the camera there. It seems like there's a lot of frustration going on the RMU side, and this is mental fortitude time. This is when this is when you buckle down and say, okay, listen, we're getting destroyed. Even though that's not the case, this is the reality of the scoreline. This is not a situation you ever want to be in as a player, and yet somehow you're going to have to come together and get over this.
It might be one of those maps where they just say, all right, this map's done. Let's give it up. Let's move on to the next map with a new, fresh mind. You know what I mean?
Didn't they pick this map, though?
Oof.
I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Like you said, your point still stands. 11-0. I think they're executing now. They're out on the bomb site. Not even an execute. I think it was just a pop flash. Lennox taking the initiative, scrimming up a ramp and pushing towards that connector area. He's angry. You can tell that much. He's had enough of this. So pushing into the bomb site, AGN towards that jungle position. Skelly coming up through connector. He's going to get the
massive
ball. Man, that's a third frag from Lennox. Again, this is AGN trying to retake. He's going to run into Lennox at some point, but he does opt to smoke that connector off. And his teammate working in from Ticket Booth will not be able to clear out Welshi in time, so AGN falls, but Kiro 1v3 trying to get it done in Lennox. Just 4 kills, 2 entries, and 2 closers. This is finally what they needed right there. That's what I'm talking about. Just doing something to put around on the board that you haven't tried yet. And there it is. They like to just... I misspoke earlier. It was not an execute. It appeared to be just maybe 1 smoke and 2 pop flashes over the top. It was a simple
pop. They just changed it up. Instead of bursting out the halls, they came out the ramp, put that pressure on the connector very early versus a spawn player. And they pick up... Well, Lennox picks up a great 4K. And yeah, just to confirm what you were saying earlier, it is RMU's map pick. So to be 11-1 right now on a map that you thought that you'd have a pretty good shot on, that's got to be brutal.
Here they are. They're actually working more of a default.
They need this round.
Going for some mid control, putting up a window smoke, working somebody underpass. And, you know, plenty of time to work, and they're not contesting you at mid here. This is the perfect round for the terrorists, right?
Yeah.
You know that they have the information you're in mid. This is either take map control and start pushing into these spots at mid, which has its dangers, as demonstrated by Skelly. Or you fall back and go somewhere else. And Welshy's actually going to be the one to find the first kill over there towards Palace.
Jeez.
And Aqua's actually going to find an unlikely frag at mid into Skelly. So Tenno's responding on a Welshy. See whether or not he can get any more onto these connector players splitting up in a jungle. Now, the question is, are they going to elect to go towards A? Because there are 2 members.
Look at Cairo as well.
I mean, work at the bomb site.
This is going to get very scary. Tennos might pick himself up another kill. We have the flank coming through from AGN. This round might be ending very quickly as Tennos now drops to Spermy, but AGN's still on the flank.
Yeah, and reality over here, just knowing his teammates in jungle, figures there's got to be someone towards either connector or cat, but he doesn't know. Kiro's in the back of the bomb site, just waiting, edging his way out now towards that default. He finds one on the... I can't believe it. He finds one on the Aqua, but Spermy has already turned around right before he even starts shooting and is spraying at him. That is phenomenal awareness by Spermy that, okay, my teammates have cleared the other direction. Is it possible this man is behind me right now? And it is. It is the second round here for RMU, so breathing a bit of life into this half.
Look at the money. I was not expecting this out of the York U side. 11 rounds in a row and you lose 2 in a row and you have to save.
Welcome to Counter-Strike.
That's brutal. That's brutal. I mean, I want to say maybe people were buying armor up again when they didn't need to, but they should have had enough money.
This is just a wipe coming in from the terror squad, a USP save. Not getting anything more than 1 kill in reality, so as we near halftime, the terrorists are becoming ever more confident, realizing that, hey, we had this half the entire time we were just playing around.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the confidence is already back. We saw that 1 round out of Lennox picking up the 4K, just turned the entire tide of this game so far. So this last round will be huge for going into the second round.
It looked like it was going to be a runaway half, but it ending at 11-4 almost. It could end at 11-4. That's not terrible. Still doable if you're the RMU side.
Yeah, this is a mid-push, ballsy call coming out from York. Hasn't quite paid off all the way, but there's Crux cleaning up the 2nd kill for his squad. And there's already 3 members of the terrorist team inside of this B-bomb site off of that mid-push. This is a tremendous mid-game call. And be able to put this into a 3-on-3 is reality. Finding one of the Tennels, that's their big off down. So with no utility left to work with for the terrorist side, they just got to brace themselves for what's coming. A 3-man cat retake. Well, she's just spotted 2 of them out. He might not know that there's all 3, but certainly he's drawn his teammates' attention as well. 1 falls, reality's grenade. Crux finds one on a Welshi. Kiro with a huge kill on a reality. Spermy, you must lock this down. Crux is pushing you. And as they dance around, you gotta wonder, as the clock ticks away, does Crux have time? And yes, he does, but Spermy's the one to find the kill. 11-4, they've claimed the last 4 rounds of the half, and that's an an insane comeback from what looked to be maybe a 16-0 scenario for a team.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, finishing the half up with the last 4 rounds, not only does that swing the momentum in your side, but that gives you a little bit more confidence as well. Lets you know that, hey, look, we're still in this game. We just had a bad couple rounds, or a bad bunch of rounds, I should say, that first half. But RMU, I mean, getting these 4 still keeps them in this game. What a fast A hit from the T's.
Wow, 2 frags going the way of the Terrorists, but now it's a 2v3, and they're stuck over there towards Tetris, and Aqua just putting the team on his back. 4K with the USP. That is definitely a way to start a second half comeback. I mean, you're looking at an 11-4. You've got an uphill climb. One of your teammates goes huge in the pistol, and suddenly everyone's feeling good going into the Andy-Eco.
I mean, unfortunately for me, I feel like just rushing up that A, I didn't really see the purpose in that. You're looking to catch.
When you see something like that, is it a counter strat, do you think?
I think they actually, because at that point it's like you're literally rushing, assuming that there's a guy CT. Maybe there's something you know that I don't know from their strats, but how often do you see the plow up A ramp as a pistol round strat? I mean, not often, right?
Never. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah,
it's like maybe they think they play one passive ticket and we can just get a free plant.
Exactly.
Turns out you run into 3 people and it's a whole different story.
Very bold decision.
And this I like is the CT's playing very passively, not even peeking mid. All 5 Terrorist players poised to come up under those 4. And they will all be cleaned up. One last player in Palace, that's Crux. And a nice 2 or 3 tap coming out of that UMP from Sperm to close things out. That is 11-6.
Nice confident eco round.
Yeah, and that's something that like I don't play enough Counter-Strike anymore to really have a grasp on like what the latest meta is amongst the pro teams. But I always find it fascinating watching either lower level or like premier level players that have a different play style, and the way they played the anti-eco probably was scouted from a pro team somewhere, right? It's just being able to roll with a pop flash and have 2 passive connector waiting for a peek. That's high-level Counter-Strike. But another fast connector play comes up. The Molotov does go down. 2 frags going the way of Lennox and Spermy. However, AGN has 2 of his own, finding the CZ. A better friend than his teammate. Oh. He may go for a 3rd. He does not. Skelly does close it out, though. And now it's Reality and Welshi against a well-determined Skelly.
Not a lot of HP, though, I mean, on Welshi here.
And he's got a UMP now.
Skelly takes out Reality. Does he pick up? Oh, my God. Okay, this might be a little bit of an obvious read here, as they did see him go towards that jungle area. But still, great little play from Skelly to try and make something happen. Am I right? Yeah,
it still bounces into a 50-50 chance, right? He either comes back jungle or he goes CT spawn. Which are like,
I think they think he's
CT
going to
spawn's like
connector.
Right? Well, I think what he's going to get is a free frag here.
Spotted him.
Because they're worried about the other 2 locations that he could be coming from. Finding some damage, but no kill. The P250 is a cruel mistress. I held my breath for a second there thinking maybe Skelly could get a dink or something. But didn't happen. And now that it's 11-7, the scoreline is so close. We're 4 rounds apart, and suddenly things became all too real for York.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing here for RMU, though, is those eco rounds have been the last one was very costly for them. At this point, if they're not winning these rounds confidently, if York leaves them, 1 person alive at the end of this gun round, their money's going to be shot for the rest of this half pretty much, and they're going to have to start building up again.
Yeah, both teams definitely in dire straits when it comes to economy. But, I mean, this is a full buy. First real gun round of the half, so regardless, you're going to see a slow play coming out from York. And actually, Kiro, I didn't see that, but catches one on a Spermy. And Tennels has already kind of dominated top mid with his AWP. They've spread the map and taken that map control. There's not any mid presence or even connector presence coming out of the CTs. I mean, yeah, there's a player towards jungle, but they don't have the information on the amount of players that are maybe going up catwalk right now. And it looks like 3 are making a play up cat. So as the B split comes in, the rotations are just going to be late, as that jungle guy just now rotated. AGN, this is all on you to make this entry work. And unfortunately, he runs right by him. Oh, and he still turns around and finds the frag. AGN. Oh, man, that could have ended so badly. And instead, it's a 3-on-1 rather than a 2-on-2. And Aqua, though he's up against several low HP opponents, definitely not an easy B bomb site retake. This crossfire already set up between Skelly and AGN. They know where his location is. So as much as he's going to try and bait out any kind of peek, he's going to grab that AWP and, like you said, book it out of there for a save.
Smart choice, smart choice. But let's talk about that B tunnels right there. I mean, AGN doesn't check his left. Lennox in a great spot to pick up 2 kills. Spends a little bit too. I think he got off at the shot of AGN, went to go kill the other guy because he thought he killed him. AGN 180s, picks up that kill. Guys, make sure the kills are secure before you move on to the next guy. That's brutal. That's a brutal one. That could have been a very easy round win for the CTs. And look at the money right now, Lex.
Oh, man.
That's brutal. Because the bomb also came up upper B as well. So if he picks up those 2 kills, he has control of bomb. He knows that the other players are up cat. I mean, everything changes off those 2 kills if he gets them.
Right. At 12-7 now. Like you said, that the entire story of the half can be written away in one round, and certainly that may have been it. But I'm actually, I mean, T-side Mirage, I love going for those Deagle ecos where you're hunting around for picks, but CT side, they are equally as dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
You're forced into a lot of choke points as terrorists, and you're almost always going to be exposing your face to some Deagle somewhere on the map. So hitting shots is of paramount importance when we're talking about economy and forcing the momentum of the half. And not hitting his op shot, that's news, his Tennels. Reality played with fire for a second there, but did get the info that he was upper B, so we haven't seen any rotations come in yet, but that is something that they are aware of. The terrorist team has occupied upper B, and Lennox fires 4 Deagle bullets onto the player model of Lennox, or of Skelly. One connects. This round is madness. Reality is just dodging bullets in the B-bomb site, equally so. Finding one on the Tennels, but
flank upper B as well.
Now, well, she can pull out a frag here. This round kind of turns itself on the head, but AGN closes it out. And barring some insane shots from Spermie and Aqua, probably going to be a secure bomb plan as well. So, again, trying to recover a weapon here, I think, is something that would start the retake of the economy game for the CTs. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. AGN having another big couple of frags, cleaning up that anti-eco. So 13-7 now. This half was looking so promising for just a moment. And it's already been stripped away. York, 13-7.
Basically came down. I mean, that's what happens when you get into that position, right, of 11-4 half, and then you move on to your second half, and your money really going into those first few gun rounds isn't set up. The second York gets on the board, they force them onto an eco, they convert on that eco, and now look at this buy-up from the side of RMU. I mean, not a lot of utility. They got a UMP and a FAMAS. Once again, round is going to favor York U.
Yeah, and this is a map where, especially on like your A player.
Ooh, okay, Tennels.
Tennels finding another op frag. There's news. We haven't seen that at all this series. Entering with the op. Never. But I mean, like, just having the utility to be able to smoke off Palace here, like,
exactly, right?
Has to stare at it, has to be worried about it.
While there's a guy coming up, connector on him at any moment, like, it's the little things, right?
Right, and that's what I'm kind of getting at is when you are going into this buy and you are lacking utility, conceding the first pick means you're watching an insane amount of angles that you can be peeked from at any given moment in time. You can't isolate anything. So Aqua resorting to this ninja spot isn't a bad play. It's just a matter of do they clear it. I don't think it's a gamble spot, but
they aren't. Oh my gosh! But lucky for Crux, he's not planting there. I mean, Aqua could have had 2. He only gets 1, and jungle control goes the way of the T's.
That was a highlight waiting to happen, and unfortunately, the bullets just did not connect. And so Spermie actually flanked up A ramp and has control of Tetris. It's a good start, but the fact that there's 3 members of the terrorist team in jungle right now,
yeah,
there's nothing you can do, reality. Nothing. Prove me wrong. 1v2. Accidentally flashes his teammate as Kuro and almost dies. That could have been it. But reality, being asked too much of his team. 14-7. This half is, well, the story has already been told. Most likely looking at a 15-7 scoreline after this eco from RMU. So
Mac 10s as well. I like this out of the side of the T's. Playing this very smart, realizing that, wait a second, they forced up.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
Forcing up the last 2 is kind of common.
I mean, especially with the way this map is going, right? The scoreline is a lot different than I think the momentum is.
They called a B-rush. They called a B-rush to a two-man stack. Lennox only...
Oh!
He didn't even get one. Never mind. I thought we were going to see the CZs barking.
And they're going to keep it going here. The train does not stop. Crux finds 2 more. He's got 3 on the round. And is the train slowing down here? Has it pulled into the station? Nope, it's still going.
You know, Crux is top fragging this map. He's got 23 kills, but something that he was doing when he wasn't on... This is a complicated sentence. Something that he was doing when he wasn't top fragging in the previous maps was... And I know it gets said a lot when you're watching esports broadcasts, but he was creating space for his team.
Oh, I talk about that all the time.
He was pushing up. He was getting in the faces of players, and he's winning those contests. You know, he wasn't always getting the entry. Sometimes it was costing his team. But on the rounds that they're winning, you almost always see him at the front of the pack.
Yeah.
Finding at least the information on where the players are. But more often than not, in this whole entire series, through all 3 maps, you've seen him entering, finding a kill or 2. And, you know, sometimes it ends up in a 4K, sometimes it's just a one and done. But having a player on your team that can just get in there, just be fearless at all times, no matter what the scenario is.
Not caring about his stat pad, essentially. If I die, I die, but I'm going to do as much damage as I can. I'm going to get the call-outs to my teammates, and I'm going to push the CTs back to allow my teammates now to... All those 3 factors make for a phenomenal impact player. Absolutely,
and it's scary when he's feeling it. I mean, he's got 23 kills already in this game, and we're only 23 rounds in.
Welshi and Spermy, I mean, they're very, very scary spots here. They're going back for this cat split towards B. It paid off once. Let's see if it pays off again. Great shot from Cruxy to start off this hit. And Cairo finding the kill onto reality now. B site's looking more and more open for business as Lennox takes down AGN, but Tenels with the refrag, and we're down to a 2-on-4, Lex.
Yep, Spermy flying up catwalk with his teammate in tow. Skelly here will be the first to meet them. Although not in a friendly way, and Spermy responds with a slap in the face with the UMP.
I don't see it.
And I don't know how they can pull this round out. But Aqua finds a random 5-7 headshot. And Tenels closes it out, 16-7. And now the map score is 2-1.
2-1, and we're going to the 4th map. Could be a decider map here as York University have taken the lead. They do win the first map of Cobble 16-8. They fall on Train 16-14. But on Mirage now, with the 16-7 victory, we will be moving on to Nuke. I mean...
I'm so excited.
You like Nuke?
I was confiding in E-Mode before this game that I've played once a week, twice a week maybe. I've been playing CS over the last like 2 months. But definitely haven't played it since the last Nuke update, so... You're going to be doing the play-by-play of this game. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm excited to just see the map get played.
It's fun. I mean,
you know, neither team is going to have crazy strats for this map.
I mean, I think we're going to look at RMU having some crazy strats for this map, because I feel like Spermy, who's played in MDL, will have a little bit more map or 2 strats. But regardless, guys, I mean, we're going to throw it to break. We'll be back shortly. Remember, you're watching the AVGL Collegiate Grand Finals here in Thunder Studios, located in Long Beach, California. We'll be right back.